Hey there, and welcome to Module 8. In these next few sections, we're going to go over other types of indicators that you can be aware of and implement as part of your strategy as well. You definitely don't need to use all or any of these. In fact, what you've already learned is plenty to develop a really good strategy. My suggestion is to practice what you've learned so far and just master it. And as you trade, you'll see how these other types of technical analysis can be implemented into your strategy as well. The first one we're going to talk about is called Bollinger Bands. Bollinger Bands is used to measure a market's volatility. Basically, this little tool tells us whether the market is quiet or hardly moving, or whether the market is loud and moving a lot. When the market is quiet or not volatile, the bands contract, and when the market is loud or volatile, the bands expand. And you can totally see that in this picture. You can see here as they start to expand, price starts moving big time. And then here, as it starts to consolidate again, the bands move together. And then another right here, as it starts to move up, the bands expand, and then it consolidates here as the market doesn't move as much, and then once again they start to expand as the market starts moving up again. And that's really all there is to it. We just need to know how to use this to help us trade more accurately. Let's talk about the Bollinger Bounce and the Bollinger Squeeze. The whole idea behind the Bollinger Bounce is that price tends to return to the middle of the bands. So looking at this chart, which way do you think price might go next here at the very end? Do you think it's going to go up, or do you think it's going to go down? The correct answer would be down. You can see price settle back down towards the middle area of the bands. This is an example of a classic Bollinger Bounce. These Bollinger Bands act like dynamic support and resistance levels. The longer time frame you're in, the stronger these bands tend to be. A lot of traders have developed awesome strategies using these bounces when the market is ranging and there's no clear trend. So let's look at the Bollinger Squeeze now. It's pretty self-explanatory, but when the bands squeeze together, it usually means that a breakout is getting ready to happen. If the candles start to break out above the top band, as you can see here, then the move will usually continue up. If the candles start to break out below the bottom band, then price will usually continue to go down. So you can see here where the arrow's pointing that the bands started squeezing together, and then the candle broke out above the Bollinger Band, and price continued up. So it's pretty simple, and this can help you catch a move in the market as early as possible. You can probably spot a few of these a week on a 15-minute chart. There are many other strategies using Bollinger Bands, but the bounce and squeeze are the most common. So here we are in the MT4 platform. The first thing you would do is, like I said, 15-minute chart is a good chart to trade this in. You can also do 1 hour, 4 hour, whatever you prefer, but we're going to do 15-minute as an example here. Then simply to add the Bollinger Bands to your chart, you can go up to here. There are a couple ways to do it, but you can go here to Insert, here to Indicators, and then this is a trend indicator, and then to Bollinger Bands, and there you go. And then these settings are up to you. You can adjust them based on your preference, and you can change any of the coloring or styles or whatever you want to do. But I'll just leave it at this, and then you click OK, and there you have it. You can see that it was applied to our chart. So if we zoom in a little just to see this a little bit better, so you can see a couple examples here, just like we talked about, that right here, the bands have squeezed together because the market is ranging, right? And then as soon as the market starts to go up a little, you can see these bands start to get farther apart. And then they squeeze together a little, and then they get farther apart as it comes back down. And right here, it's really squeezing together. So like we said, as it squeezes together, that can indicate that a breakout or trend is about to occur. And you can see shortly after that, we did have one a little bit down and then up here, pretty strong move up. And now you can see it's a very strong move down, and you can see that these are starting to separate even more away from each other. And then you can also see the Bollinger Bounce happening quite often here, where I'll just start right here. The market moves up to this line, and then of course it wants to move back down to this line, to the center line, remember? And then it goes down here. This acts as support, comes back up, and it's just staying right between the Bollinger Bands here. And you can see that this one is acting as resistance, and this one is acting as support, and multiple times it's bouncing off. So you could play the bounce in this case and catch a few pips or a few profitable trades here. Or you could also look for a breakout, like right here, we're starting to have a breakout in this. You can see these starting to widen, which shows we're starting to have a very strong downtrend here. So hope that helps you out, and we'll see you in the next section.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you join our free Discord channel to get access to all the cheat sheets and a bunch of other cool bonuses. The next video in the course is right here.